So hello and welcome back to Arabic lesson number 3, الدرس رقم 3. This is going to be a history and an intro to grammar. تاريخ ومقدمة للنحو. So we begin by saying Assalamu alaikum as usual, and we're going to get into a little bit of history and then into some of the grammar. Begin from a relative history, relative beginning. Like we're not going to go back way to the origin of Arabic or things like that. It's more like, the Arabic that we're doing right now, which is the Adnani Arabic or the Fosha. And when we begin about Arabic or Nahu in general, we have to mention this guy. And he's nicknamed the King of Grammar, Malik and Nahu. His name is Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali. And he lived from 10 before Hijrah, before Hijri calendar started, and died at 69 after Hijrah. So that's 603 current era until 688. And he's credited for establishing the knowledge of grammar, or ilm al-nahu, knowledge of the grammar. He's also credited for adding the tashkil on the letters. The tashkil is what we got into in the previous lesson, the harakat, a, I, u. So he's the one that put it. It's either him or his student. Like, people aren't sure about that one. That added the dots to the letters, like the dots that you see on top of the letters. He or his student added them. He created the school in any case. He never met the Prophet, but was the companion of Ali ibn Abi Talib, the fourth caliph. And as we can see here, the evolution of Arabic, like this is what it used to look like. And then after him, it began its evolution. So at first, he just added those red dots. And they're not the same dots as we use today. Like those red dots are like the bis, like see, bis. Anyhow, it doesn't matter now, no one uses them, but it's just good to know where Arabic came from and where it's going. And then it moved to this. That's after they added the dots. And then it got to this. And then we're here with all these things that you see and the dots. And yeah, the fonts or script changes, and each city has like a font or something. Like, it's not that important, the font. There's many fonts today and in the past. Moving on, so according to Abu al-Aswad al-Du'ali, the king of grammar, the Arabic speech, al-kalam al-Arabi, is either ism or fi'l, أو fi'l, اسم وفعل وحرف. That's, he's saying Arabic speech, الكلام العربي, Arabic speech, الكلام العربي, اسم وفعل وحرف. So it's either an ism, a name, or a fi'l, action, what is called in English verb, or a conjunction, harf. It means letter in Arabic. And we call the conjunctions, yeah. We call the conjunctions letters. And this is a few examples about them. Shams. Shams is the sun, as in this one. This sun. Sun, yeah, not the other one. Sun. That's this one. Shams. Shams. That's sun. Another ism is qamar. Qamar is moon. Jamal. Jamal is camel. And from the af'al or fi'l, actions, verbs, we have kataba, means he wrote. Qara'a, he read. Jalasa, he sat. And from the huruf min, lam, walaw. Min is from. Lam is something you use to have like a negative. So lam يكتب for this one, or لم يقرأ, or لم يجلس. I will get into that. Like we're not gonna start with the harfs or the isms. The harfs will be later in other lessons, and the isms we probably would do like just one lesson, but mostly like the asma or the ism, you cannot just learn them, memorize them, because they're names. Like there's no rules. It's just a name. But we're gonna get into this one in the middle, فعال, and that's where we'll spend some time first, because it's very important. Because you know, grammar, right? Anyhow, so when we talk about the fi'l, we're gonna talk about the ماضي and مضارع. ماضي is past, and it's shaped like this, fi'l, and it's the most basic, you would say. فعل. It's like جلس, فعل, and it's a past action. فعل ماضي. That's what it's called. The other one we're gonna do is يفعل, and it's called فعل مضارع, mean present action. We don't have future tense. You only have those two, and the other one is amr, which is like order. But we'll get to that in the lesson after this one. But for now, we're gonna have those two, فعل ويفعل. Anyhow, just to put things in perspective, I've been using this book to make the lessons, and this book is by Zainuddin al-Razi. He's born, died 1261 current era. And this book, he called it مختصر الصحاح. It's like a brief or the chosen ones from the Sihah. And most vocab, this is a mini dictionary, like a small dictionary, a brief dictionary. Most, so he got them, he collected the ones that either appear in the Quran or in the Hadith. That's like what's special about this book. He took it from the Sihah. The Sihah is this one, and it's a comprehensive. It's a long dictionary where you pull out words from it, and it's very big. As you can see, it's 7 books. It's called تاج اللغة وصحاح العربية, and nicknamed الصحاح. So it's also always called the Sihah. So this one was taken from this one, like, you know. And the one who made this one is Ismail bin Hamad al-Jawhari. Ismail al-Jawhari. And he died 1003. I know, right? It's a 1,000-year-old dictionary that people, more than 1,000, yeah? More than 1,000-year-old dictionary that people use. And he's from what's modern day called Kazakhstan. I think it used to be called Khorasan, probably, not sure. You can check that out later. But yeah, and this is not the oldest dictionary. The oldest dictionary is this one, and it's by Khalil al-Khalil bin Ahmad al-Farahidi. Al-Khalil bin Ahmad al-Farahidi, and it's called Kitab al-Ain. Kitab al-Ain, and he lived from 718 current era till 786 current era. That's really cool. I have this book in PDF. It's very long. You can see it's not as long as the one before. This one has like 7 books. This one is only 4, but hey, you got to start from somewhere, right? Anyways, going back to our book, the one I'm using, مختصر الصحاح. So Zainuddin al-Razi, the guy that wrote this book, he began his book, which is a mini dictionary, as we said, by noting that there are 7 cases where the verb or the fi'l comes in, like the forms that it comes with, which is like fa'ala yaf'al, fa'ala yaf'il. Anyhow, we're gonna get into it a little bit later. But this is what he found. Like he noted that there are 7 cases, or 6 cases where the verb occurs, the forms that the verb comes in, and then he gave an example to them. So like فعل يفعل قطع يقطع. فعل is the bone of the word, right? Like if we go back, like there's a science we called, or knowledge we call wazn. So فعل takes in the form of the, sorry, what was I saying? Like we're gonna talk about roots later on. Don't worry too much about it. Sometimes I don't know where to start. But any word that you find like kataba, kitab has a weighing, as we call it. So you replace the root, which is kataba, with fa'ala, with this fa'ala, to understand what it is. So kitab, when you replace the root in it, becomes fi'al, right? Because that letter here is the difference, right, between kataba and fa'ala. Anyhow, we'll get into that, and you'll see it more when we get into the roots. We have a lesson just for roots. I already made it, but I wanted to get into some background information. For me, like when I learn, I like to know where things come from, and like how did this like come about, and or why. So that's why I'm doing this lesson, to give you an understanding of where we're coming from. And then we're going to get into examples of the roots, and you'll see those a lot, so just don't worry about them now. But I just want you to know that Zainuddin al-Razi like found them, and then he picked an example from each. Like فعل يفعل, there's an example for it. قطع يقطع. فعل يفعل ضرب يضرب. Anyway, so this is the present, sorry, this is the past, and this is the present. Past, present, right? Again, this is just we're gonna get into the lesson, like the lesson of the roots after this one. But again, I just wanted you to know what's going on, because I'm gonna add a note when we do the other lesson, and I want you to know where the note's coming from. Going back to the subject, sorry. So Zainuddin al-Razi gave the example of each of the forms that فعل يفعل comes in, and those are the forms. And then based on the forms, he named them. He named the doors, or the sections, like the groupings. So you could imagine that if there's like a large place and there's a lot of people coming in, you might go like, okay, we're gonna have 5 doors, and each will come from each door to make it easier to understand. I feel like I just made it harder to understand. I'm sorry. I will. It will get clearer once I move on. So anyhow, so he named the doors, like so, the sections, like so, like by one of the examples. So instead of just saying, "Oh, this is like فعل يفعل," it says, he says, this is just like nasara yansur. So when he says in his dictionary, this falls under the door nasara, or the section of nasara yansur. You understand that it's going to look like this. I just want you to know, because I'm going to add that note like this, like I will add to in the next lesson, something like this. Anyhow, so now you know the names of the doors. So مع السلامة, and in the next lesson things will get clearer. Let me know in the comment section, maybe I should remake this video, or did you understand, or what did you miss? So in the next take, I'll understand what you understood right away and what you needed more explanations to. See you in the next lesson.